we came to office 4 years ago. We stood behind a podium like this and said that people were tired of politics as usual, they wanted to get things done, and we promised we were going to go to Trenton and turn it upside down, and I think we've done just that. The people of New Jersey 4 years ago were downhearted and dispirited. They didn't believe that government could work for them anymore. In fact, what they thought was that government was just there to take from them, but not to give to them, not to work with them, not to work for them. Well, 4 years later.
The Democratic mayor of Fort Lee refused to endorse Christie for re-election. Quote, people familiar with the matter noted that the mayor had been asked and declined to endorse Mr. Christie for re-election 2 weeks before the toll booth shut down and that mayor's town got forcibly gridlocked into a complete standstill.
Christine, for those veterans out there tonight, you know how sacred a mission is. Sacredness of the mission of a soldier is that no one ever is left behind. No one is ever left behind on the battlefield.
Yes. I don't know. Not to be better, but I have a letter here that the sheriff is going to be here, and already the truck is here, the moving truck. They're supposed to evict me. That's what they're saying. I would like you to come over to protect my rights because I have something that I have to show you. All right? And to talk about it. To talk about it, something I have for you. To investigate. To investigate. Yes. Because this case here is in federal court right now. And then, the sheriff is already defaulted on the case. I don't know who judge will give a forced order to come over here in my house. But I need to put this on the record. I want you to come over here and go over what I have here with the people. I got all the proof, all the evidence here. Okay? So I'm in my driveway. Well, you have to come over here. I can't talk on the phone like this. No, I can't talk on the phone. I want you to come over here. I want to give you the evidence, human evidence. And then from them, you do what you have to do. Okay? Well, if a sheriff comes over here, and then I'm telling you he's a criminal, and then I need to be protected. Can you? That's what I'm waiting for. Okay, so I'll be waiting for you. Okay. It's the August the 8th, 2011. Again, we had a threat that the sheriff is going to come by today to evict us from our house. They're not supposed to come here. There is a lawsuit in court, and they've been sued for fraud.
Copy, Mr. Gage, okay? Adults here, your children?
Yeah. What is that? This is for me?
Yeah, it's your copy. You got one for your wife, and then for any adult children. How many adult children do you have with you?
Right now, we have Stephanie and two.
Okay, I'm going to give you all the copies, okay?
Yes.
So these are your copies saying is that they're going to take possession of the property, okay, right?
So what is the court order?
It's a court order saying they're going to be taking
Who's the judge?
possession of the
Where's the judge?
The judge is on there, wherever you see.
You see?
They give him some time to read it.
Okay.
Yeah, they use it. You go to France.
Okay. It's the vehicle.
Mr. Gates, the next step of the process will be that we'll just leave this vehicle.
Yes.
and the other vehicles
Also,
moved out,
I want to understand my rights.
No, that's understandable.
This is
sir.
here, right?
Right.
Any questions you have, we're happy to answer.
All right. That's what we need.
Just so you know what we need on our end. We need the vehicle.
And this property here, what's the name is here up
This
here?
is the Superior Court of Trenton.
Okay. Thomas Gage. Yeah, there is a tenant here. There's a utility builder corporation.
What's that?
There's a tenant. Yeah, utility builder.
No, we can't. You open it wherever you say you have.
Okay, all right.
You're saying that Thomas gave yourself as a tenant?
No,
No,
I own it or something.
I understand, sir. And like I said, that's stuff that definitely be dealt with the attorneys.
All right, so this is a record. So this is tenant house.
That's fine.
This is a copy of request for an investigation of corruption warrant that the sheriff office refused to do so. And then for the record, the sheriff is the elected people. So I am one who will elect them.
Yes, sir.
That request an investigation of corruption. This is the mayor is from the corruption.
I understand.
I mean, he's done many requests,
No,
but
no,
he did not
definitely. Like I
receive
said, any questions that we're happy to.
explain
No,
to him
any questions that we
that
definitely.
everything was done legally.
All that legal stuff when it gets to our.
Any paper that you guys can provide that has been
No,
done
that's
legally,
fine.
and if
This is
the hospital law was followed,
No, I understand. That's it.
then he's not proposing. He's
No,
not
we appreciate that.
But
Like
he
I said,
wants to
when it gets to this
be
point,
sure
right.
that this is a very emotional,
All
you
the
know,
attorneys have been involved.
anybody listening, it's very sensitive.
It is very sensitive. So
And you know what he has to give up.
I understand. Okay.
But as long as it's done to, you know,
no, everything's going through the proper
law,
channels. Yep.
And it's been done, you know.
Also, you're aware
correctly.
there is a federal court. There's a lawsuit against the sheriff office, and that the sheriff office is defaulted on the federal court.
No, that's
and
fine.
this,
Yeah, all that other stuff is in
hanging
play.
for
No,
months,
I understand. And all that
they're
stuff
sitting
is,
like a bank.
and I appreciate that. All that stuff is in the legal system. It's a civil matter.
Right.
But we are here today with this paperwork that we have to execute. So at this point,
And-
the next stage here now.
Right.
I'll need
And
everyone
this
just
court,
to-
this court of order,
Right.
this order was
No.
issued on the 2nd.
That's
said,
fine.
right?
At
Okay.
this point now, though, what we need is everyone just going to like get online and start moving the cars out.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
That's where we're at. right now.
Also because you are elected during and you own the duty of the Constitution of the United States.
Yes, sir.
I want to report to all you testimony here that I have just received some fraud CD here from the township of Warren here, and this is the file I'm going to give it to you for the investigation. Okay, it shows that there's a corrupt dish here. Right?
Okay.
Okay, and then you do this investigation like you follow up that too.
Okay, wait a minute.
Follow up that too. You do
I mean
this,
that-
this is a copy here. I got the original seal.
No, that's fine. Anything you want to give me, I'll take from you.
Yes. This
Any
is-
questions you have, go to the
Right
attorney
here.
with the
Right
paperwork.
here to investigate it.
Okay, fair deal.
There's an infinity building.
Okay.
Here another one
Yeah, everything is
about
anything that's on here goes to the
here
So there is
county sheriff
material of the
endorses
infinity buildings in this house.
Christie
Let me read this.
governor to
It's
the
on Madam
So you can see here Chris Christie talking, and you can see here
Okay.
Frank
No, I
Gonzalez
understand.
standing here.
I understand. Like I said, we're
So I
here.
don't know how.
No, I
how
understand
can
where you're
we
coming
get out of this house today?
Yeah, but we're on a court order to be here, and this is what we have to do. I understand
I
that.
mean, this is the court order.
No, and you definitely call your attorney and have your attorney look
I
at
mean,
that.
I'm a present this case here.
Yeah.
So that's
okay.
Yeah, and then also I'm also tell you there is another.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What do those words mean to you? To me, they say, thank you, America, for your strength, your courage, and for our freedom, which has been a beacon to the world for 200 years. Of the United States of America, whose bright stars are 50 states, each bearing its own stamp of individuality. People, 200 million strong. People who have come to her from all corners of the earth. And to the republic for which it stands. A land of laws with an ingenious system of checks and balances that allows no man to become a tyrant and lets no group prevail if their power is not tempered with a real concern for the governed. A land where the right of dissent and free speech is jealously guarded, where the ballot box is the sword and the people its wielder. One nation under God. A land where freedom of worship is a cornerstone of her being. A land graced with temples and churches, synagogues and altars that rise in profusion to embrace all the religions of the world. Indivisible. A land forged by the hot steel and raw courage. and formed forever by the awful crucible of civil war. With liberty. Where man in pursuit of an honest life will not be denied his chance. Where her citizens move freely within her vast borders without hindrance or fear. A land brimming with opportunity, where freedom of choice is the guideline for all. And justice. The courts of our land are open to all. Its wheels of justice grind for all causes, all people. They look to every avenue for justice, every concern of the law, and they temper their reasoning with mercy for all.
If tomorrow all things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we won.
so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
Much better. Now, I'm the governor, and I'm ultimately responsible for all that happens on my watch, both good and bad. Now, without a doubt, we will cooperate with all appropriate inquiries to ensure that this breach of trust does not happen again.
There are two potential statutes here. One is a state law of the state of New Jersey. The other is a federal law. They basically both say the same thing, and they're basically called misconduct in office. Abusing the powers of your office for some gain. So whoever's going to prosecute, if there's going to be a prosecution, and the U.S. attorney, the job that Governor Christie had before he was governor, his successor in that job, a guy named Paul Fishman, announced a few hours ago that he will open an investigation into whether or not anybody in the governor's office engaged in misconduct in office. Did they abuse their power for some gain? And that's the same standard under the state prosecution. That would require the state attorney general, a Christie appointee, or the prosecuting attorney in Mercer County, which is where the capital of New Jersey, Trenton, is located, also a Christie appointee, to decide whether or not to investigate anybody in the governor's office for violating the state law, which has similar elements of proof as the federal statute.
Today is January the 26th, 2014. I'm sending out by mail to the New Jersey Governor Office to the attention of our Governor Christie and Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagna. This is a notice that to bring attention to our Governor about this administration. The administration office of the Attorney General is in breach of fiduciary duty and misconduct office. The Attorney General office, and through my cases, had been provided with overwhelming exhibit materials that proves crimes, and there are evidence of crimes. Here it is. This is the evidence. Here exhibits. They have sent to the attention of the governor so that he can take action. Okay. So this is the purpose of this email, okay, to have the governor office a chance to wrong right, okay. This is going out today. I'm sending out today by registered certified mail, okay. This is the mail I'm using here. I'm sending this one here. This goes in the package. And the governor has been served with this notice. Okay, this is a notice of breach of fiduciary duty and misconduct office from the administration of Chris Christie, our Governor Chris Christie. Okay.
Thank you.
There is a lot of detail here, but let's cut to the chase. Indictments were handed down. A case was supposed to go forward, and then
The Attorney General swooped in and basically killed the case abruptly before the defendants even had a chance to protest any wrongdoing on our part. It was killed immediately. Before that happened, Chris, one of the defendants, an undersheriff by the name of Michael Russo, claimed to subordinates that Governor Christie, not the lieutenant governor, not the attorney general, but Governor Christie was going to come in and kill the case. And that's exactly what happened.
what was the basis of the AJ's move?
The AG claimed that the lead prosecutor, a staff attorney from the Hunterdon County Prosecutor's Office, mispresented the case to the grand jury, that there were errors in his presentation which justified the dismissal of every count, and there were 43 counts, which was quite a few. What's also interesting is that the Attorney General who took over the case never represented it to another grand jury, which is very common to cure the original defects.
And then where does your dismissal from the job come into play here?
The day that the indictments were dismissed, I encountered the acting prosecutor, somebody who was installed from Trenton to run our office during this period, and I said to him clearly, the dismissal of the indictments were improper. There's no way that serious errors could have justified the dismissal of every count in the indictment. In New Jersey, case law is very clear. It takes a tremendous amount of error to justify the dismissal of an indictment. It's very different than a jury trial.
Quick questions.
Sure.
Anything in your background that justified dismissal if I were to take a look?
No.
No disciplinary actions, no weird stuff going on, no bad blood.
You know, I think, Chris, had that been the case, you would know by that. You would know by now.
And you would be very foolish to be here. Second,
that's correct.
The files were taken to Trenton. Was that unusual?
Well, not just the files, it was the physical evidence that had been seized and acquired during a 2-year investigation.
If tomorrow all things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt.